one. Now, the vegan folks would push back against this potentially. Even some people in the keto space are afraid of protein. But when I look at the evidence-based literature, around sustainable dietary change and the stuff that really, really moves the needle, it's protein, and it's dense protein sources. And I think getting about a gram of protein per pound of body weight as an upper end, and then a gram of protein per pound of lean body mass as a lower end, like that's kind of some bracketing that one could do. Magic happens with that. And, we, as part of our Healthy Rebellion community, it's a group of people that we have. It's a paid community that folks go into, and we do 3 or 4 resets a year where we focus on sleep, food, movement, and community. And people pick a goal. Usually it's body composition related, but not infrequently it's something else. But there are folks that have followed my work for 10 years, 12 years. I read all your books. I do all this stuff. I've eaten paleo. And they had some benefit, but they're still kind of struggling with body composition in particular. And I'm not a huge fan of weighing and measuring food for extended periods of time, but I think like a week is a really good, like, oh wow, it's a big eye opener. To a person, we never, ever, ever see people struggling with body composition who are eating adequate protein. We never, ever, ever see people struggling with body composition who are overeating protein. It does not happen, So really the big thing with this is that protein is highly satiating. There's this thing called the protein leverage hypothesis that suggests that most organisms eat to a protein minimum. Whether even grazing animals like clover tends to be more protein dense and nutrient dense than like grass. And so animals eating, herbivores eating clover, they will tend to get fuller on that quicker. And virtually all organisms follow this process. Apparently, the only organisms that don't are legit carnivores. That the protein leverage hypothesis doesn't really work quite the same way as omnivores and even herbivores. But if we eat adequate protein, we just tend to be satiated. We tend not to be as hungry. And the inverse of that, if we undereat protein, we will tend to eat more calories from either protein or, carbs or fat, or more typically the combination of carbs and fat. And so this is kind of that one-stop shop. Like if a person were to focus on, say, like 2 big takeaways: eat adequate protein, try to avoid liquid calories like the plague, like sodas and juice. And I mean, at the end of the day, even alcoholic beverages, like if somebody's going to have a cocktail, I would prefer to see them do like clear spirits versus like beer or even most wines, and certainly like mixed drinks that are really sugary. And if people just do those 2 things, magic happens with the rest of their biology and their physiology, and particularly their body composition.